I was getting kind of chunky there for a little while, didn't know why, and the guy I was with made me go to Planned Parenthood. I went, came out positive to Planned Parenthood, came out positive. Well, I was actually shaking because I was so nervous when I found out it was positive. And they gave me some information about some clinics in Ohio for abortion centers. I knew getting an abortion was not a good option to do, but at the time, I was going toward that option and going to call those people on the brochure in Ohio. And I was just really nervous and scared and really mixed emotions, didn't know what to do, but I knew I was going to lean toward that option. And I called the clinic in Ohio, I can't remember what it was called, and I had the appointment. But they had to have a sonogram first to see how far along I was. So I come to a pregnancy crisis center to get a sonogram done, to see how far along I was for the abortion to take place. So they would know what procedure, if they could do a procedure, which one they could do. I was just thinking left and right and back and forth and didn't know what to do. I knew why I was here, though. I knew I was focused on getting that abortion done. And after I saw the sonogram done, I couldn't do it. She was, human form, I should say, already, moving her hand, rolling around, looking at, she had turned her head and looked at me, looked toward the camera, I should say, and started putting her hand up against her mouth like she's wanting to suck her thumb, and it was awesome. And at that moment, I'm like, ooh, I can't get the abortion done now. That I can't. CPC helped me really a lot. Because if I didn't, they called me to make sure, to see if I was doing okay. They called after the baby was born to see if she was okay, and to see how things were going, to just, follow up. And I'll tell you, if I didn't come here, I would have, 99% chance I would have got the abortion done. It opened my eyes to life, basically, my child's life. So, like I said, if I wouldn't have come here, it would have been, I would have gotten the abortion done, considering the situation I was in. But now that she's here, it's awesome. Yes, I really do want to thank them for that. Very nice people.
My freshman year, I got involved with a girl. She said, Robert, we should go, get STD screenings, HIV, all of that. And I had actually talked to her about it because I usually get, STD screenings, HIV screenings. We both came here together, and it's pretty good. I didn't feel uncomfortable being here, like sitting at the doctor and they make you wait and you're just like, ugh. But, Larry talked to me. That he just, it was kind of almost like a buddy kind of thing. We talked about a lot of things. He talked about school, asked if I played sports. We also talked about if I had a religious background, and especially since I haven't really found a church home here in Terre Haute. So just being able to find somebody I can talk to one-on-one, and he respects my values, I respect his, so it's very welcoming,
When I took the pregnancy test, she was like, "Are you pregnant?" I didn't want to believe it, and I was like, "Are you for real?" I didn't, my first pregnancy, I was kind of scared something was wrong. And on the card that they was passing around at the university, it says free ultrasounds and testing and all. Well, first when I came in, I was just sitting down, I was talking to Dixie. She was asking me questions. And some of her questions, she was like, do you know what you want to do? And I was like, yes. Like, I'm just going to keep my baby, I'm not going to kill it. And at the time when I told my mom that I was pregnant, I really didn't tell, like my mom, my sister, I really didn't tell anyone over the phone. I sent the email or I had texted my mom. Well, they didn't ask me was I sure that I wanted to do. They just, well, I think you should have an abortion because you need to finish school and all. But then when I was talking to Dixie, she made me feel a little bit better. It made it seem like my decision was okay. When I seen on the ultrasound, it was kind of shocking because it's something going inside of me. And it was the first time looking at it, and I was just so surprised, and it was just jumping around and stuff. It was just happy. Like, I don't know, it was just exciting. Well, I knew what I wanted to do, but just hearing from her was like, well, maybe my decision's not a bad idea. Coming to a place like this, and you wouldn't think that you'll get so much support from a different racial group. But then I was like, that's so shocking, and I was like, it's so many nice people out here. And when I came out, I was like, wow, that's amazing how it's some nice people out here. And thank you guys. And I really appreciate that you're asking me to speak. And I just feel, I don't know, I just feel happy.
Well, my mom and my dad, they was using drugs. When people are on drugs, they don't care. They was very selfish and wanted nothing to do with us. Didn't see him for long periods of time. My dad, I still only seen a handful of times. Growing up, from the time I was 2, my mom gave me custody to my grandma, along with my brother and my sister. They didn't want anything to do with us at all. I went back to juvenile on an armed robbery, but I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. They released me on house arrest until my trial date. And then when I was on house arrest, I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. Well, Dixie, she gave me my first pregnancy test, and she told me, and I was so scared I didn't believe it. She gave my ultrasound and I was pregnant. I was 8 weeks and 4 days pregnant. And she stuck with me through the whole thing. I learned every Thursday till the Thursday I was in labor. I went to Crisis Pregnancy Center, and Sherry Swan, she was my mentor, and she taught me about everything. I love being a mom. My 2-year-old is my best friend, and my little boy, he'll be 3 months old on Friday. It is a full-time job, but I love it. I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I don't want my kids to live the life that I did as a child. I want them to have everything and have the potential to strive to do better. I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for my kids in Crisis Pregnancy Center.